You wore the hijab, so starting in 2000 and for 12 years after. So always, whenever you're in public, you have to wear the head
Hmm.
covering. Can you speak to that, to the hijab? Maybe your mixed feelings about it. Like, what does it represent in its best case? What does it represent in the worst case?
Yeah. I think there's a lot of, I guess I'll first start by saying I wore it voluntarily. I was not forced to wear it. And in fact, I was one of the very first women in my family to decide to put on the hijab. And my family thought it was really odd, right? Like
Hmm.
they were like, why do you want to put this on? And at its best, it's a sign of modesty, humility.
Yeah.
Um,
It's like me wearing a suit. People are like, "Why are you wearing a suit?" It's a step back into some kind of tradition, a respect for tradition of sorts. So
right,
you said because it's by choice, you're kind of free to make that choice
right.
to celebrate a tradition of
E-
modesty.
exactly. And I actually like made it my own. I remember I would really match the color of my headscarf with what I was wearing. Like it was a form of self-expression, and at its best, I loved wearing it. Um, I think over time, though, um, I don't know. I've have a lot of questions around how we practice religion, and I think also it was a time where I was spending a lot of time going back and forth between the U.S. and Egypt, and I started meeting a lot of people in the U.S. who are just amazing
Mhm.
people, very purpose driven, people who have very strong core values, but they're not Muslim. That's okay, right? And so that was when I just had a lot of questions. And politically, also the situation in Egypt was when the Muslim Brotherhood ran the country, and I didn't agree with their ideology. It was at a time when I was going through a divorce. Like it was like just the perfect storm of
Yeah,
like political, personal conditions where I was like, this doesn't feel like me anymore. And it took a lot of courage to take it off because culturally, it's okay if you don't wear it, but it's really not okay to wear it and then take it off.
but you're still so you have to do that while still maintaining a deep core and pride in the origins, in your origin story.
Totally.
So still being Egyptian, still being a Muslim.
Right. And being, I think, generally like faith driven,
Yeah.
but yeah,
But what that means changes year
correct.
by year for you. It's like a personal journey.
Yeah, exactly.